overall, not good enough. Didn't create enough. Never got going. No rhythm. No real quality in the final third. People that are normally we could rely on this year weren't good. So why that is, I don't know. Have to watch the game film, but good thing is we got a game Wednesday, so can't feel sorry for a poor performance. Let's get ready for Wednesday.
As the coach of this team, you actually do have, I think, the most games now in the next 19-day stretch with 2 Wednesday games as well as Saturday games. What goes through your mind as you've had this performance on the night and now you have your most dense part of the schedule happening in these next couple of weeks?
Is it that dense?
I think you got.
Because we don't play again until 10 days. We don't play again for 10 days after.
But in 19 total, you've got Wednesday, then Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the period. Everybody has to go through it. So it's just our time. We just have to use the depth of the team and prepare them and get them rest, get them recovered when they need. But yeah, just one game at a time. Just thinking about Wednesday now.
There was a noticeable absence tonight with Jack Panayiotou not being on this field, especially after what he's done in the handful of games that he's been there. The news dropped that he was recalled. He did not play tonight for the Revs. He sat on the bench the entire time. Can you walk us through, first, what was the impact of losing him coming into this game? But then also, it seems like the way it's been discussed between both clubs, there may be an avenue for Jack to return to Rhode Island FC at some future point.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly missed him. I think, he kind of connected the midfield to the attack. We certainly lost that quality in the attacking third, that little bit of creativeness that he brings. But yeah, he's their player, so they recalled him. They were obviously down bodies due to the international game, so they lost quite a few players, so they brought him back. So yeah, hopefully. I don't know when that is. They said they're open to returning him, but I don't know when that is. That's up to them.
So there's a path forward for Jack to return to the squad.
Yeah, he can. Ultimately, he can't play for anybody else this year. He can only play for their first team and their second team. So he can't be registered for a third team this year. So if they want him to play probably meaningful first team minutes, he has to be with us.
Can we get an update on Chico's injury in the game against Hartford? We saw maybe he had some concern during the celebration for the goal.
Yeah, he had a small ankle sprain in that moment. Played through it, but you could see noticeably in that game that he wasn't right. He made some progress this week, but the game just came too fast. It's a minor ankle sprain, but the game just came too fast. He tried to train yesterday, and he just wouldn't have been worth it.
Speaking of the injuries, you've had to rotate your squad. I don't think you've put 2 lineups this year as the same starting 11 game after game. Partly to injury and partly, I assume, to what you're experimenting with. Does that say something? Are you at a point yet where you feel like you can start to, now that you have all the players mostly healthy, is it just a matter of getting them consistent time and gelling together so they can get a few games together as the same squad, or is that not really on the radar yet?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're playing catch-up to everybody else. You saw how they performed. Obviously, they have a new coach, but they have a core players that have been together for a long time. So they have that connectivity. You can tell they gel and that they're connected much deeper as a team than we are. So yeah, we're just trying to ultimately find the right balance for each game, to win each game. But look, everybody in this league has injuries, so not going to use that as an excuse. They have them too. Everybody has to play back-to-back games Wednesday, Saturday, so just have to pick the best team that's available to win the game on that day. But yeah, would love to be able to find consistency, but obviously the results haven't been consistently what we want. So teams that are normally winning every week keep the same team.
Can you walk us through the inversion of Turnbull, what that strategy's been like, why you wanted to start seeing that on the pitch?
You mean pushing him more inside?
And on the left instead of the right?
Yeah, I mean, well, we ended the game that way last week, so getting Clay putting Clay in the back there, and that's a way to keep Stephen on the field. And he likes to cut in anyway. Even when he's on the right, he cuts inside a lot to his left. So, I think it just that group of players with Connor coming in, like I thought, possession-wise, that's the best we've looked with that group of players on the field. So mostly with that group, obviously minus Albert and Jack.
Speaking of also minus Grant Stoneman, on the calendar you provided to us, he's right about the time where he either should be coming back to training or maybe be match ready. Can we get an update on him?
Yeah, he's running. So he will be implemented into team training in some form or fashion this week. But obviously the game is coming up, so it won't be much really for him to do. But he's in return to play protocol, so he's running, and then the next part of that he'll do non-contact stuff in training, and then as a neutral non-contact type player in training before he goes full contact. So I would say probably my guess is Louisville. He's probably close to being available for selection.
What's going to be the focus of training? What's going to be the focus of these next string of games? You mentioned some of the things that didn't happen tonight on the pitch. What's your biggest priority for the boys?
Scoring goals, because we didn't score. Maybe we looked close to scoring a couple of times. Maybe Mark's chance was the best one, but I really don't think other than that we really looked close to scoring. So figuring out a way to get them create really, really good opportunities to score goals. Because, again, we had more possession today, but we weren't really dangerous. And giving the ball away in areas that we shouldn't have almost cost us. They should have had a third. Like that giveaway, it's a great save by Koke, but then we gave one away. So figuring out how to be dangerous while keeping possession.
Do you feel like you have the right talent on the pitch to get this done, or is there something lacking at this point?
Every team can get better, so yeah, of course we're going to think we can get better, but those are the players that are here. But yeah, we're always going to look to get better, no matter what. If we had won the league 3 straight years in a row, I would still want to get better. So it's no different.
Stephen, can you walk us through the game? What happened tonight?
I think we started the game pretty well. I think for the majority of the first half, they were pretty much in their own half. Maybe hurt us with some balls in behind. A little bit of a weird formation change that they played, which, obviously we didn't really expect. So, it took some adjusting to get to that. But, I think for the majority of the first half, we dominated them in possession at least, and keeping them in their own half. I wouldn't say we created, clear chances or, good opportunities to score. But, as far as the tempo of the game and the ball possession, I think, first half, a decent bit of the first half, we controlled the game. But after that, it just, kind of took a nosedive a little bit. Obviously 1-0 is not a bad, score to be in the game. But, once 2-0 creeps in, it makes it a little tougher, especially in the second half. So obviously that second goal was a dagger. But, yeah, that was pretty much the way it was. And then everything from there on, created some half chances, some decent opportunities, but, nothing really too clear cut.
A couple of weeks ago when we last got to talk to you, we had asked what was this team missing from the results then. Kind of re-asking the same question now. At the time you had alluded that it was finishing chances and being dangerous in the opponent's box or the final third. Do you still subscribe that that's what's going on, or is now that you've played more games, what else might it be?
Yeah, it's. I think you look at the statistics of it, and you look at the reality of the situation. That's what it is. We haven't really had many high-scoring games this year. We haven't had multiple people scoring multiple goals in games, and it's tough and it's frustrating, and it happens, but it's a place that we need to improve on, and everybody knows it. It's not just it's not like it's a problem that we all think is there, and like everybody knows that that's the issue. Creating clear chances, creating opportunities, getting real looks in front of goal, and being quality in the final third. I hold myself to that as well. Didn't really provide much tonight, And I could have been better in a lot of areas, and sometimes that happens, but it can't happen, especially at this point in the year.
Commenting on that, we noticed you were playing in a different role on the night. It was something we also saw for the first time last week at Hartford.
Yeah.
Is that something that may have attributed to your performance on the pitch for the night? Is that something new that you're learning and getting adjusted to? Have you played that in the past?
Yeah, I've dabbled a few times playing left back, but obviously I prefer playing right back. But this is what is being asked, and this is what I need to do. So I need to find ways to be just as successful, if not more successful, as a left back than a right back. I think it gives me a different dimension that I can tap into, where I can come inside onto my right foot and link play, whip crosses back post. Even if I am in the top of the box and I receive the ball, I can shoot on my right as opposed to shooting on my left. So there's definitely a lot of positives to it, and then there are some things that are muscle memory from being on the right side that you go to the left and they're not really going to be there. But it's just about getting the reps in and training and just making it second nature for me.
How are the guys responding to these string of results? We haven't had a win now since 420 against Vegas. There's still not a win in front of fans here at home at Bern. What's going on? Is there additional pressures that you guys are facing? Walk us through what the locker room is like right now.
Yeah, it's pretty deflated. Guys are, we are where we are, and you can't hide from that. No matter what. So, good performances and some good results against some good teams, but at the end of the day, you can't hide from where you are, and that's where we are right now, and everybody knows it, and that's the energy in the locker room. It's tough to enjoy the game when you're not getting the results that you want, and but honestly, this is a period that we have to go through as a team, and we can sit down 3-4 weeks from now and everything could look completely different, and that's ultimately the goal that we need to get to. So obviously, losing in front of fans, tying games, it's incredibly frustrating, especially when you take the lead in games and then you end up, conceding a goal. It's frustrating. These guys are frustrated, as everybody should be. But, at the end of the day, the only thing that you can really do in this game is just pick up and play the next game. We play Wednesday, so there's no time to sulk and sit around and feel bad for yourself. It's just pick it up and go again.
You've got a lot of a condensed schedule coming up. So any thoughts as you go into that many games? I think you have 4 in the next 19 days.
Yeah. We catch a break after Memphis, not playing that weekend. So, it's just about just managing the bodies and, using the guys in the team that are clawing to get onto the field, give them an opportunity to play as well. And, just continue to keep the body fresh and just, do as much as you can so that you're ready to go.
Thanks, Steve. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it, guys. Take care.
Hey, Mark. How you doing?
How's it going?
Can you walk us through the game tonight?
Yeah, just really disappointing, to be honest. Just another disappointing one here at home. I think we want to get that first win at home so bad for the fans and everybody who keeps coming out for us. So it's just really disappointing. The dressing room was just quiet. Everyone's gutted. The fans keep coming out for us, and we have to produce, and we're not producing. Especially here, we need to give them a win. We need to reward everybody for spending their money and coming here to watch us. And so far, we just haven't done that. I don't think any fans can fault effort. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I think everybody in there is working hard every week, and everyone's desperate to get it right. But at the moment, for whatever reason, it's just not happening.
You've been working hard. This is your second start in a row now. You scored a goal in Hartford, so let's actually start there. How did that feel? First goal scored in a game. I know, you triggered the New Mexico United own goal,
yeah.
And now you've triggered the goal for yourself against Hartford in our first derby. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it's good. It's always nice to get the first one. I think as an attacking player, you always want to get one kind of early in the season if you can. Had to wait a little while, but Yeah, and obviously against Hartford it was nice, you know, to just scoring there in front of that section of away fans was nice. Yeah, just again it was the overriding feeling after that was just disappointment again because we didn't hold on. You know, you can always be happy when you score, but obviously, you know, it's 3 points that I want more than a goal. So I don't care who scores or whatever, but you know, we just want to win games. And as I said, so far, unfortunately, it hasn't happened.
Can you walk us through the header that hit the woodwork earlier tonight?
Yeah, I think it was Noah who crossed it. He cut back onto his right, I think, if I remember right, and I kind of just had to take a step back a little bit to get it, and I just tried to glance it towards the far post, but it was kind of hard to get the direction on it. But yeah, I just, these are the kind of things that aren't happening for us at the minute. You know, it's the other side of the post, it goes in off the post, you know what I mean, and that's a few inches. So I think some things like that are unlucky, but other things are, you know, we have to be better, and I think everybody in that dressing room now would admit that too.
In the first half, we saw you and Prince Sadie switch sides tactically. Can you talk us what was going on there?
Yeah, I mean, the gaffer said before the game, feel free to swap. You know, at any stage, I think we could interchange, maybe. But Prince said to me at one stage, I think, whatever happened, maybe it was a corner or something, I ended up there. Prince was said to stay there, and then we didn't end up swapping back, and then obviously we changed shape in the second half. So, but yeah, I think both of us are probably comfortable on either one. But yeah, I think just to give them something different to think about. Sometimes you're up against one man for the game, so if you can change it up, you might get more joy on either side or whatever. So yeah, that was all that was.
Do you normally get that tactical freedom from coach, or is that something specific to tonight's match?
I'd say for wingers, it's kind of, you know, it's a similar job on both sides. So you can change. I think he definitely gives attacking players more freedom, obviously, than you would at the back. But and like even fullbacks, to be fair, getting forward or going into midfield, whatever it is. Yeah, he definitely lets us do that. But obviously we have our structure, but I think that's interchangeable as long as the structure is still there.
There's a goal production issue on this team right now. Obviously the easy answer is to win games, you score goals, but what needs to change for you and for the squad to get those goals to happen?
I think is, you know, not to give a boring answer, but we come here every week outside and we're working on it. So I think, you know, I think one day you could see that click and we score 3 or 4, you know what I mean? But at the minute it just doesn't seem to be clicking. Whatever it is, I mean, sometimes we do have chances that we've missed as well. So that's on us. I mean, I've had that shot as well after the header. I haven't seen it back, obviously, but possibly could have taken another touch before I hit it. I don't really remember, but you know, that should probably be a goal. So obviously, as an attacking player, I look at myself first. I've scored once, so like that's not enough. I know I haven't started too many, but I've had even chances coming off the bench or whatever. So I'm always, you know, quite hard on myself, or a harshest critic. Like, one goal in this season so far, that's not good enough for me. So I think all the attacking players will probably feel the same. We all want more goal contributions, and we're desperate for it to happen. But yeah, it is honestly just, we have to keep working hard at it. Don't want to sound repetitive or boring, but for me there's no other way that it happens. You know, you keep going back and you keep doing it, and you know, you keep hoping that'll pay off. I mean, last week obviously I was happy to score and hoping to build on it tonight, and then, you know, you hit the post or you had the keeper save. So disappointing on that front, but I think everybody, we need to hold ourselves to a high standard, and like, I know that one goal isn't good enough for me. I'm sure the other boys would say the same.
So it's really hard to forget right now, and probably also hard to remember, to be honest, that this is still a new team. So kind of what you were just saying, is this just a matter of more time is needed and this will solve itself, or is there something that needs to be changed in the squad generally? Yeah,
I mean, possibly. I think everyone is new for sure, but also a lot of people have played in this league and they know what this league is like. Like, I don't want to use a new team as an excuse, to be honest, because I think we've got enough quality to win games, and if we're not doing that, then that's on us.
You've got a tough road game schedule ahead, and you have the most games in 19 days that you will see so far in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Walk us through what's the game plan for you, for the squad?
Well, I mean, I'm used to playing kind of. I learned in Ireland a lot of the time we played Friday, Monday, so you know, I don't see that as an issue for myself. But for the rest of the boys, obviously, it depends what the gaffer wants to do. He might change it up, and that's why it's so important for the team. I think everybody who has them getting minutes, or you know, even if you are, I think you have to be ready to go again. You have to recover right over the weekend, do everything right off the pitch, which, you know, obviously all the boys will do. I think, you know, everybody here is, you know, very professional in everything they do, and they'll be fine and they'll be ready to go again. It's more just getting over the disappointment of the result tonight, rather than, you know, actually being physically ready for it. We need to analyse this tomorrow or whenever we do it, and we need to park it then.